Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Daz Reacts, and today I have a Dave Allen reaction video for you. And my day wouldn't be complete without watching a Dave Allen video. It really wouldn't. I love watching this man so much, and his storytelling has just been like best so far that I have seen on this channel, and probably throughout my life. There's been a few storytellers that I've watched, and he ranks very highly on that list. And in this one, he's talking about children. I don't know much more about what he's talking about with children. It's just about children. But yeah, we're gonna get straight into this because I really am looking forward to it. And Dave Allen always makes me laugh, so I have high hopes. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Good evening. Welcome to the show. The people in the world that I have most sympathy with are unborn children. Because unborn children have no say whatsoever in the conception. Adults get together, that's it. They're on the way. They make the most incredible journey from the safety and security of the womb, and they make it out into the world. It is an extraordinary journey. It would make any potholer proud. And they're there, they make their way out. And you ever see them come out? Followed by the umbilical cord. They're about to make their first bungee jump. And somebody cuts the cord. You're cooed over, you're oohed over, you're awed over. You're taken home. The extraordinary thing with parents, they feel this necessity to wrap babies up. They wrap them up like mummies. First thing they do is put a little nappy on them, then a little vest, little woolen vest, little woolen hat, woolen jacket, woolen trousers. Then they wrap them in a blanket. Then they put them in a pram with 2 or 3 other blankets on it. And there's a hot water bottle in there. And the kid is in there going, shit, what? Oh, I said, it's so hot. So he starts to scratch himself. And people say, he's scratching himself. Got to stop that. Put mittens on him.
It is true though, because like there's a lot of times, like even if I wear a hat. Like, I don't wear caps or anything. I just wear, like, the woolly hats. And it is the case, like, you'll walk along and all of a sudden you'll find, like, you're scratching your head in that. So, yeah, to be wrapped up that much, it probably is why babies start scratching.
Put mittens on him. And his body's going mad and he's got the... So he starts to cry and people say, why is he crying? He's crying because he's bloody itchy and nobody will understand it. I first began to discover an intelligence in children, baby children, tiny newborn children, when I looked after my nephew. First looked after my nephew. And we were sitting in a park. He is in a pram. And his parents had bought him the regulatory rattle. The compulsory rattle. Every baby in the world has to have a rattle. We assume that babies rattle. We never say to a baby, hey, do you like the rattle? We give him a rattle. You as an adult, could you take it? Every 2 or 3 minutes, some arsehole coming up and going, you'd be a screaming lunatic. And I watched this nephew of mine sitting there, and everybody's going, ooh, woogie, woogie, oogie, loogie, boogie, buggy, buggy. And then they pick up the rattle and they go, And then they'd put it back in the pram, and off they'd go. And he'd pick it up, and he'd throw it out the pram. And some other arsehole would come along and pick it up. Did the baby drop the rattle? And they'd go away. And this could go on for hours. And I'm beginning to think, maybe he doesn't like it. Maybe he's trying to get rid of this bloody thing. And I tested it out. I left it on the ground, and I saw this fella come along and pick it up and go, and I saw the kid's face. He can't speak. He's thinking, stick it up your arse. Put it in here. I've watched parents bathing their children. God. Are you a mother, lady, mother? You bathe your children? Remember you bathing the children? Did you ever test the temperature when you were bathing your child? Yes? How did you test the temperature of the water? With your elbow. Your elbow. When you have a bath, do you get a total stranger to come in and test the temperature? No, of course you don't. And not only do you test the water for somebody else, but you test it with the most gnarled piece of skin on your body. I've seen mothers go, that's all right. The child is in. He's in there. And there's plastic. Lovely, lovely, lovely. He loves it. They take him out and say, healthy little boy. Poor bastard's half boiled.
I love him. I never understood it. That it is the case that, like, when my daughter was born and like I used to bathe her, it was the case that we had like this little fish with a thermometer on that I would just throw in the water and that would tell me the temperature. But my wife used to do it with the elbow as well, and I used to look at her like she was a nut job doing it. I was like, "There's a thermometer right there. It tells you the exact temperature. What the hell are you doing that?" But yeah, I've never been able, and even down to like when you check the temperature of the milk, and like they spray it on the wrist. I never understood it. They're like, why the hell are you spraying it on your wrist? Just put it in your mouth and fucking test it.
When you fed, you remember feeding your child solids? You strapped them into a chair, is that right? You strapped them in a chair, right? And you bring out something that is a combination of oxtail and apple. Is that right? It sits there like a steaming turd. Now, half the joy of food is how appetizing it looks. Now, you as an adult could look at that and go, no, thank you, no way, not at all. Or if you like the look of it, you could salivate and you go, yes, I'd like to taste that. But a child can. It sits there. The child hasn't got the language. He can't say, Jesus, I don't want that. Don't give it to me. But he shows you, he tells you, by every instinct of his body language, he turns away. And the parents will grab him. And they say, and they squeeze his chest. I've seen him go. I've seen him use a spoon like a wedge. Come on. I've seen them resort to trickery. They'll suddenly go, tick, 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 tick. And even when it's in, even if the child, he still doesn't, he spits it out, for Christ's sake. I mean, if you spat out food as an adult, I would assume you didn't like it. The child goes, and they scoop it up. They scoop it out of the chest, the chair, the floor, whacked in again. And the child is waiting. The child's not an idiot. The child is waiting. He's waiting for that moment when you pick him up. And you want to bring more than the window.
I love this man.
Oh, Jesus. All the mythology about food, all that crusts and her curly hair and carrots and fish. I tried it. I used to eat fish because I was told to give me brains. Carrots wouldn't let me see in the dark. Jesus, I walked into more walls. I was such a brat.
Honestly, some of the things that you get told, like when you're younger, that like if if you eat carrots, you'll see in the dark, or if you sit in front of that TV too long, you'll end up with square eyes, or if you masturbate too much, you're gonna go blind. Seriously, some of the things that like you used to get told when you was younger is just ridiculous.
Fish. I tried it. I used to eat fish because I was told to give me brains. Carrots wouldn't let me see in the dark. Jesus, I walked into more walls. I was such a brat. Cabbage, let me tell you, I do not like cabbage. I've never liked cabbage. I hate cabbage. Now, I would totally accept, if an adult said to me, I do not like cabbage, I would accept it. Why can't they accept a child saying, I do not like cabbage? My mother was always putting cabbage in front of me. I don't like cabbage. Yes, you do! I don't. Don't argue with me. You're just a selfish little child. You think of nobody but yourself. Now, eat your cabbage. Think of the starving children. They always bring those bastards into it, don't
I I'm not gonna lie, that I have done this with my daughter when it comes to vegetables. That she always went through that phase of like, I don't like vegetables and things like that. So I've always tested to see what she does like, and like now I know that she likes peas and she likes carrots, and now and then I'll put some broccoli or cauliflower on her plate. She's like, I don't like broccoli. I was like, well, you liked it last year, so you're gonna eat it now. And then yeah, that like. Like, think of all the starving children around the world that would love to have the food that you're eating right now. Oh yeah, I've gone down that route.
they? They always bring those bastards into it, don't they? I used to say, well, put it in a bloody envelope and send it to them. There's the eating habits of children. My brother was a very, what I would call, my mother wasn't a terribly good cook. My brother was probably a bit more honest than the rest of us. He was finicky about his food. He used to just kind of move it around the plate. Didn't eat it, just used to kind of circle it around. And we had about 4 dogs and cats. And he'd suddenly go, and a big... Well, a dog would catch it in midair and go... And for punishment, for not eating his food, my mother would say, if you don't eat food, you'll go to bed. And he'd go, okay, and he'd piss off. In our house, bed was called punishment. I grew up to that. Go to bed, punishment. I was about 19 years of age. I was over here, and a young female said to me, do you want to come to bed? And I said, what have I done?
I love this man, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. This man never ever fails to entertain me. He is just brilliant, and one of the best storytellers I have ever heard. And he's one of these that are like it's a catch-22 because like on one hand I can't believe it's been this long until I found out about him to watch him, but on the other hand, all of these are first time reactions, so obviously it works out well for me and it works out for you and the channel and everything like that. But yeah, I love him as a comedian. I love a comedian. I love him as a storyteller, and I could just watch him all day long. And I watched one of his sketches last week as well, which should probably be on the channel already. But yeah, I watched one of his sketches and that was okay. It was very slow. It had a very funny ending, but it was a very slow sketch. And a few people said to me like it's very hit and miss with his sketches, which I get. I understand that it's a completely different thing to like doing this, like the stand-up comedy, to doing a sketch show. So yeah, I do understand that. But as for this part, I absolutely love it. I think it's brilliant, and I want to do a lot more Dave Allen on the show. So if there are any that you can think of that you want me to do that I haven't done already, I'll say it as well. There is now a Dave Allen playlist. So all of the Dave Allen the reaction videos that I have done on the channel are now all on one playlist. So if you want to go check that out, go to my page, click on playlist, you will find it there. And there's probably about a dozen Dave Allens that I've done so far. And there's going to be a lot more to come. Basically until I've got through all of his content. Stage and show, like sketch show. So yeah, plenty more to come. Guys, listen, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let me know down below if there's any Dave Allen you want me to react to. Also, nothing else. That was it. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.